life practice community.
All right, so for our practice this afternoon or morning, we're going to use a yoga block and potentially like a pillow or a bolster if you have one nearby. So the first posture that we're going to come into is a supported bridge using our block. So you can come down onto your mat and take your block, and you're going to press through your feet and lift your hips up, and then just rest your sacrum either on maybe the lowest or the medium level of the block. I'll move my shirt so you can see. You just want to have a gentle lift through the sacrum, and you want it on that triangular shaped bone at the base of your spine. So sometimes I see people put it a little too high, and that's in your low back. But you want to have it just on the sacrum, and then your knees are either bent, maybe the knees knock together, maybe you lengthen your legs long. And then just decide what you want to do with your arms. They can be heavy, they can be resting on your navel and your heart. Then send some deep breath in and out through the nostrils. So we are moving from, I themed a bunch of our classes on the chakras, and if you joined for Yin on Tuesday night, we made it up to the last chakra. And so we're going to move forward a little bit, and I thought some storytelling from yoga might be interesting. Went to a yoga class years ago that was yoga woven in with yogic mythology, and it was really interesting to hear these stories that I had never heard before of deities and like figures from yoga years and years ago. And so this afternoon, morning, we're going to theme the practice on Vishnu. And yoga, yogic mythology, there's three characters. They're this trinity. Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the sustainer, and Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva is the destroyer. And so our intention this morning is just to think about who sustains us and supports us, and what sustains us and supports us. And when do we call upon the Vishnu within ourselves to support and sustain us? For me, I know it's my yoga and my meditation practice and this community, which really helps me. So maybe you want to dedicate or acknowledge this practice to those who sustain and support you. Maybe offering a moment of gratitude for them and the role they play in your life. Can you take one more round of breath with your hips lifted up and your heart opening? And then press through the feet and lift the hips up, and then slowly lower each and every vertebrae one at a time down on the mat. And because we have our block nearby and
everyone was talking about this at the beginning. We're just going to take our block and place it underneath the skull, at the base of the skull, and then do that little occipital ridge rock back and forth. So using the corner of your block along your occipital ridge, which is the base of your head, just to release tension. So my yoga and meditation practice serves and benefits me because it helps me release this tension physically and mentally. And as a result, I can be a better teacher, I can be a better friend, I can be a better daughter, sister. So in effect, our practice not only supports and sustains ourselves, but it also supports and sustains those around us, because our energy has a ripple effect on everyone around us. Just do one more rock. And then lift your head up off the block and slide the block to the side. And then take your knees into the chest. Give your body a nice little hug. Let's do a tiny bit of core. Right knee into the chest, interlacing the palms, lengthening your left leg long. And then interlace your palms behind the base of your skull now, crunching up. And can you tap your left elbow to your right knee and just hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite. Right elbow, left knee, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's just crunch it out, opposite elbow to opposite knee. Just 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Come all the way through center, hands onto the backs of the thighs. Do a nice little rock and roll up. And can you rock and roll all the way onto your soles of the feet, lifting your heart up, finding your body into a chair, getting really strong. Feeling a little bit of a shake or a quake through the legs, and know that it's all good. You are strong. You can hold this. 3, 2, and then 1, then just waterfall forward. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Nice. Exhale, fold. Leave your right foot where it is. Step your left leg long on the mat. And then can you rock forward and back, pushing through the back heel as you do this? So you're stretching through the calf and also stretching through the right hip. Nice. And then just gently land your left knee on the mat. Lift your arms all the way up so you find yourself in your low lunge. Open your arms into cactus arms and then weave the right arm underneath the left. So you're just kind of high-fiving the hands together, unsticking through the shoulder blades. Take a few deep breaths. And then slowly unwind the arms, reaching them all the way up. Plant your right palm on the back of your left shoulder, weave your left arm around. Maybe you can hook and interlace the palms, just make that connection, opening through the backs of the shoulders. Nice. And then unweave the arms, just lift the arms all the way up. And then walk your palms forward. Leave your left palm where it is. Take your right arm up towards the sky. Weave your right arm back, landing on the sacrum, maybe reaching it back, maybe grabbing hold of the foot. Have your quad stretch. Making sure you're making choices here that support and sustain you. If something feels painful, something doesn't feel good, then don't do it. We're here to feel good, not cause injury or struggle. Can we release that left foot now? Take the right palm forward and then walk the fingertips back as you lengthen along the right leg and take a few rounds of breath.
So I think in the Western world or North American modern culture, we're really glamorizing this idea of like being busy and stressed and overwhelmed. People always ask, how you doing? The answer is always busy. Busy or stressed. Can we walk the hands back now and tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, and then step the right foot back to meet the left so you find yourself in your plank. Yeah, you got it. And I think the very idea of taking time for ourselves, a lot of us see it as a negative thing, as a bad thing. We don't want to admit, we don't want people to know that we're, taking time out of our workday to do yoga or meditation. Can you land your knees, untuck the toes, and then slowly lower all the way down? And then take an inhale, lift your heart up, find your back bend. Nice. And then exhale it back down. And then let's shift all the way through table and all the way up and back to our first down dog. You can bend one knee and then bend the next. I've had a real reframe around this year, this whole idea that like, if we're not being busy, it's not good. Because the reality is, and the truth is, when we take time to slow down and we calm ourselves down, it benefits our children, it benefits our parents, it benefits our coworkers. For me as a teacher, it benefits the kids in my room, right? Taking time for ourselves, it's not selfish, it's really important. Bend through the knees, gaze forward, and then can you just step your feet up to meet your hands? And then we'll flow the opposite side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and then bend through the knees, and then lift your heart up. Nice, you got it. Take one more breath. And then hinge your body forward. Take another inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale, fold, leave your left foot where it is, step your right foot back, and then do your little rock forward and back. So you're getting into your hips, you're getting into your calf, you're moving a little bit. And then land onto your right knee, untuck the toes, inhale your arms up towards the sky, open your arms into cactus arms, and then once again, weave your left arm underneath the right, and use this connection to spread open through the back shoulders to create space. And how would it feel to unwind the arms and extend them both upwards? And then land your left palm on your shoulder this time. Weave your right arm around, make a connection. Unwind the arms, extend them all the way up and back. Breathe in. Hinge your arms forward, land your right palm, and then spiral your left arm up. Either stay here or land the palm, or maybe kick it back, taking a quad stretch. Nice, and then just release the foot. Take your left fingertips forward. Let's walk our fingertips back as we lengthen over the left leg. Nice. And then walk your fingertips forward, plant both palms, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, step your left foot back. Nice, slowing down our vinyasa again. So land your knees onto the mat. Nice, slowly lower, elbows drawing back, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift your heart. Nice, exhale, lower. And then can we shift through a table all the way up to your down dog? And then just walk your hands back to meet your feet. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Nice, take an exhale, fold. Hopefully the yoga block is somewhere nearby to your mat. You're gonna take your block. We're gonna play around with stretching the calves a tiny bit. So lift your right toes off and just land your right toes on the edge of your block. So that gives a little bit of an angle, and you should feel this stretch through the back of your right calf. Just hang out here for a few breaths. Letting go of movement, receiving stillness. And then can you release the right toes, land the left toes on the block, hinge and humble your heart forward, a few deep breaths. And then just remove the block and land the foot. Take a deep inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale, fold. Root through the soles of the feet, sweep your arms all the way up and extend through the arms, reach upward mountain. Take your palms into your heart center, thumbs connect to your heartbeat. And now can you walk towards the front of the mat, slowly and mindfully, feeling each and every part of each foot lift and lower and land. And then arrive steady and stable in your mountain. Inhale, arms up. Nice, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Good, exhale, lower, plant the palms, step your feet back, find your strong plank. And then now choose with your vinyasa, whether you do it with the knees lifted or lowered, up to you. Nice, yeah, you got it. Leave your left toes where they are, take your right leg all the way up, three-legged dog. And then just decide whether you want to bend through your right knee and reach your right toes over to the left. Maybe if you feel like flipping your dog, go ahead, landing your right toes, lifting your heart. And then come all the way back through center, right leg extended. Pull your right knee in, knee to chest. Nice, step your right foot between your palms. Beautiful, let's lift all the way up into a crescent and then open into a warrior two. Nice, we're gonna move through a small mandala, nothing crazy. Take an inhale, reverse your warrior. Take an exhale, come back to your warrior two. And then just move through three more of these. Get my lights. Turn on my air conditioning. It is needed. After your fourth warrior two and reverse, come all the way back into your regular warrior two, and then lengthen through your right leg, reach your right fingertips forward, and then take your right arm alongside your right calf, finding yourself in your triangle. And then maybe you shift weight onto your right fingertips and right foot and lift all the way up, and then you have this long extension from the crown of the head all the way through your heel. Nice, finding your balance. And then can you step your left foot all the way back? Lengthen through your right toes. Turn all 10 toes to face the sidewall. Take a big inhale and then hinge your arms forward, forward fold. Leave your right palm where it is. Lift your left arm all the way up. And then land your left palm and then extend your right arm up. Nice, and let's just do one more of these. Land the right palm, lift the left arm. And then land the left palm, lift the right arm. Taking the right palm all the way back again. Plant your palms on your hips, lift all the way up to stand. Turn your left toes to the back of the mat, bend through the left knee. Warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, come forward, left elbow onto the left knee. Scoop your right arm all the way forward so you're in this extended side angle. And then if you want to add a little bit of a challenge, we are going to press through the feet and then lift both arms up like you're coming into this, like you're playing beach volleyball. You're jumping to grab the ball. 3. I don't know why I always say it's like beach volleyball. I don't know if this is what it really looks like. 2. And then 1, come all the way back up
Interlace your palms behind the sacrum. Breathe in, lengthen your heart. Can you hinge your heart forward now? Humbled warrior. In this bowing shape, what can you bow to? Do you have some kind of devotional practice? Is it Buddha? Is it Allah? Is it belief in your own higher potential, your own higher version of yourself? What do you want to dedicate this movement and this practice to? And then press through the feet, lift all the way up to stand. Let's take our palms onto our hips. Do a little bit of a rotation now. So your hips are squared towards the back of the mat. And then inhale your arms up towards the sky. And then exhale your palms forward. Firmly plant through your right palm. Lift your left arm up. We're spiraling all the way around. If you're lost, it's all good. Just face whatever direction you're facing. Step your left foot back. Finding your side plank. Give it 3. Give it 2. And then on 1, land your left palm. Find yourself in your full plank. And then travel through a vinyasa. Bringing your body all the way up and back, down dog. Nice. So down dog should be facing the other direction. And if you're like, what direction? It really doesn't matter. Let your head be heavy. Let blood flow to the brain. Take your left leg up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Option here to bend the knee, to stack the hips. Maybe you flip your dog, landing the left toes, lifting your heart towards the sky, finding your back bend. And then land your left palm again, lift your left leg all the way up, 3-legged dog. Pull your left knee in, step your left foot between your palms. And we'll come all the way up and back to our warrior 2. And then move with your breath. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior 2. Take 3 more. Two more. Last one. Lengthen your left leg. Reach your left fingertips forward. Left arm alongside left calf. Triangle pose. And then if you want to shift weight onto your left foot, left fingertips, go ahead. Pressing through your left big toe. Just supporting yourself with your left fingertips. And then step your right foot all the way back, turning all 10 toes to face the side wall. Inhale, hinge forward. Nice, you got it. Land your right fingertips, lift your left arm up, and then maybe this time you hook the arm all the way around and gaze over the shoulder. And then weave the arm around. Right arm lifts all the way up, and then maybe you wrap it around here. Nice, just do 2 more of each. Land the palm, lift the arm up, connect. And 1 more. Nice, landing the right palm again, pressing through the feet, coming all the way up. Turning your right toes to the front of the mat and bend through the right knee. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then come forward again with your right elbow onto your right thigh. Lift your left arm overhead, and then maybe you reach your right arm so you're getting really, really strong through this extended side angle, feeling a little shake through your right thigh. It's all good. Nice, and then lift all the way back up again. Interlace your palms behind the sacrum. Breathe in, expand through your heart. Exhale your heart forward. Humbling your warrior. And then let's press through the feet, lift all the way up, expand through the arms. Nice, 1 more time, reverse your warrior. And then windmill your palms to the mat, frame your foot. And then this time you get steady through the left palm, you reach your right arm up. And then you rotate onto the outer edge of the left foot, bring your body into a side plank.
Nice work. 3, you made it. 2, 1, land the right palm. Nice, travel through your vinyasa. Come all the way up to your down dog. And then bend through the knees, gaze forward. Can you hop your feet wider than your hands? Nice, and we're not gonna go fully into our squat. We're gonna lift our arms up and reach them out in front of you. And you're really, really strengthening through the hip flexors here, and it's so fun. Nice, you got it. 5, holding steady, 4, 3, 2, and then 1, lift all the way up, reach through the arms. And then now take the palms into your heart center and now squat all the way down. Nice. So while you're in your little squat, just breathing. In a moment, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to choose your own balancing pose. We're all the way down in our little squat, so you might feel like doing an arm balance like crow or twisted crow. That's up to you. You can also do half moon or warrior 3. I'm going to just lead you through tree, just keeping it simple. So think for a moment, what do I feel like right now? And know that there's no right or wrong. Whenever yoga teachers would give me this option, I would like internally panic, being like, I'm going to choose the wrong pose or I'm going to do it wrong and everyone's going to know it's wrong. wrong. So I start here by saying that every single thing is right. So choose what is right for you. And if you want to join me through tree, we're going to go there. So if you're coming through tree, we're going to press up and then just reach the arms forward again. Nice, 3, good, 2. And then on 1, coming all the way up to stand. Using your right foot as your root, lifting your left knee, and then just landing your left foot on the inside of the right leg. So it could be the thigh or the calf or the shin. What's that thing called? The ankle. There's a lot of cool arm variations you can do with tree, actually. If you got tree down, one that I like is to try to connect the palms behind the back. This is called reverse prayer. You might want to try that, or arms extended, up to you. Choosing a pose that stabilizes you. And then take 1 more breath. And then just land the foot and move to the opposite variation. Taking 1 more round of breath. And if you have the foot lifted, just release it. Nice, wherever you are, front of the mat. Inhale, arms up. 1 more vinyasa. Exhale, hinge your body forward. Breathe your halfway lift. Nice, exhale your way down, plant the palms, step your feet back. Move through your vinyasa. Coming all the way up and back to down dog. And then from your down dog, land your knees onto the mat. You can take your knees wide or knees together. Sit the hips back on the heels. And if you feel like it, I'm going to use a bolster today for my child's pose. Just kind of snuggling the bolster underneath the navel and resting one side of the skull. So I love this whole idea of using a bolster because it feels like I'm snuggling more into a fetal position. So the practice today is kind of themed around support. So we'll use supports in our practice. Help us feel comfort, but still feel sensation in the target area. This beautiful poem by Hafez, who I'm sure everyone has probably heard before, but it immediately comes to mind with this theme for me. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, "You owe me." And look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole sky. So Vishnu is the blue or black deity. And he often holds a conch shell and a thunderbolt. He's about sustenance and support. Right? His spirit permeates all beings, all planets, on all elements. Keep the wheels of life spinning smoothly. Just take a few more breaths in this child's pose. We're going to carry on opening through the hips. So just slowly lift your way all the way up. And the next pose that we're going to do is called frog pose. And this is a pretty deep hip opening pose. There's different ways that you can support yourself. I find it nice sometimes to just kind of like create this little block ramp with the block and the bolster, but you don't necessarily need it. And what you're going to do is take your knees wide again, like wide like a child's pose. But the difference here is instead of your knees coming together, or sorry, your toes coming together like in your child's pose, your legs stay out and your toes stay out. And you just kind of come to a depth that is comfortable for you. It's quite intense, so you don't want to go too wild with this. And then just kind of bring your heart down onto the support. So I used to avoid teaching this pose like all the time in yoga. I only started teaching it this year because I am super fearful of frightening people away. I don't want people to ever come to my class and feel like, you know, I can't do this pose, so I don't belong in yoga. So I didn't often teach challenging poses like this. However, what I love about the MLPC is that I know you guys all really well. And I know I'm not going to scare any of you away. So use your own judgment here. And if it feels painful and if it feels like it's not good for your body, then feel free to back away. Right, we're learning to differentiate between pain and discomfort. Can you linger in just a little bit of discomfort, knowing that this pose will pass? This moment will pass, this year will pass. In moments of difficulty in our lives, we need to rely on support. Some poses are uncomfortable or painful without the support. If you need bolstering up in your life, taking or asking for the props you need. If someone else in your life needs support, offering up what you can. Just reminding yourself what you can do with a little bit of help or support. Just one more minute in our frog. Give it 10 more breaths. You got it. And after that 10th breath, just slowly start to make your way up, taking the knees all the way in. Nice, maybe just bringing the knees together and resting the hands on the lap and taking a few breaths. The intention of this rebound pose is just to observe the sensations in the body. Observe the process, observe the experience. So the next pose that we're going to do is going to use the bolster as well, or the pillow. So you're going to have it on your spine, and you are going to just kind of sit your bottom down in front of the bolster. And so we're coming into a half saddle pose supported by the bolster. So your left knee is going to be bent and your left foot is going to land on the outside of the left hip. And then your right foot can just be planted. And you're just going to slowly recline your body down onto the bolster. Now we're going to do each posture for about 2 minutes. And if you feel like it's sustainable for you, maybe you want to come back up and take your full saddle. That's an option, like taking both knees back. Or if it's too deep to be lying down, you can stay upright in the pose. Whole bunch of variations. So either staying on the half saddle for about 1.5 minutes longer, and then I'll guide you to switch. Or your full saddle for the whole
4 minutes, you choose.
This is quite a deep stretch for the quads. And if you are someone who's had any injuries or anything going on with your knees, can feel quite an overwhelming sensation. Remind yourself, pain and discomfort, right? If it's uncomfortable, can you sustain? If it's painful, can you back off? Can you choose another variation? I think most people are in the full saddle variation. And if you're in the full variation, just staying where you are. If you're in the half variation, if you just want to come up and then switch the opposite leg, feel free. Nice. Making your way down and preparing for 2 minutes on this side. I think this year has been hard for a lot of people. We've had to call on or rely on quite a few supports. Some cases we've had to be the support for others. Give your body 5 more breaths. And after the 5th breath, just slowly making your way up. Wiggling the legs out and moving in whatever manner feels good. Maybe just rocking them from side to side. Nice. And then we're just going to keep our bolster exactly where it is. You're going to rotate so that your left hip is snuggling up to the side of the bolster. And then walk your body down along your bolster and rotate so your right side of your head is facing out towards the side. So you're on your right cheek and you're gazing over the left shoulder. This is our supported spinal twist.
You stay snuggled here for 5 more breaths. And then slowly come all the way up. And then we're going to rotate around, snuggling the right hip now. Slowly making our way down, resting the left side of the skull. Receive stillness. Receive the support of your bolster. Just take a few more rounds of breath in that twist. And then just slowly start to unwind. Making your way up off the bolster. And we're going to make our way into our final resting pose. And if you want to integrate your bolster as well for this last one, I invite you to slide it underneath your knees, the backs of your knees. This variation can support the low back. Even after all this time. The sun never says to the earth,
You owe me. And look what happens. With a love like that, it lights the whole sky. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, where thanksgiving I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Give your fingers and your toes a little wake up wiggle. Running a nice long stretch, fingers all the way through toes. Take your knees into your chest, give your body a nice little hug. And slowly make your way up to your seated shape with your palms placed at your heart center. Acknowledge the fact that you showed up, you made it here, and that shows that you're making yourself your priority. By sustaining yourself, you can sustain all of the many things spinning in the world around you. So thank yourself for that. We close with our intention. Ancient intention, but the original intention passed from heart to heart through thousands of years. And it's that our practice remains steady, our efforts remain continuous, our yoga serves and benefits all beings everywhere. May all beings be safe, be happy, be healthy, be free. May the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. So finishing with an Om if you want to join. Inhale, exhale. Inhale through to make an Om. A deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Thank you so, so much for showing up, for sharing this space. Light in me, light in me sees and honors the light within you. Namaste. Thanks for joining.